Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakha Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders that great millstone, the Son of Yahweh with the beloved truth. This lesson is on being faithful. At times, we can get weak, because of the flesh. The flesh is the worst enemy, and it's truth. Okay, and you can get down at times, and at times you can find yourself being unfaithful. Okay. Depending on your circumstances, Jake get down at, you know, things that go on in their regular lives. So, it's just a lesson that the Spirit had prompted me to do, you know, because I thought to myself, when I'm down, I ask myself, am I being faithful? Am I being, as you can see the definitions, constant, loyal, constantly thinking about, the Most High. We're constantly thinking about self-improvement, constantly thinking about, just knowing you're going to make it, and that's the attitude that you have to have. You have to have the attitude that you're going to make it, things are going to be all right. And that's the disposition that you have to have. And it's true, that's a prerequisite to, just getting through your daily life, so through the Spirit, I only had, a few precepts, a few basic, simple precepts. And I'm not even going to make this video that long, Lord willing. It's just going to be 10 minutes, because we constantly forget, the basic principles that we should go by on a day-to-day basis and never forget. So, I'll read the definition, faithful. I really wanted to go, well, let me look up faithfulness. All right. Because it's just in regards, man. It's just always Salakia, just always having your principles in mind. Always, waking up to the scriptures or whatever the case may be, but just always being mindful of knowing that you're gonna get through whatever you're gonna go through, regardless. So I'll read a little bit of the definition and I'll go into my precepts. It says true, devout, devoted, staunch, all right, faithful, constant, loyal, imply qualities of stability. See, and that's what we have to have. We have to have that stability. Just knowing that we're going to make it. All right. Just knowing that you're going to make it through whatever endeavor that you have to go through. Dependability. And it's a big one because we depend on Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, His Spirit, which is the comforter, the truth, the understanding of the Bible, and its true and rightful, in its right light. It says in devotion, faithful implies long continued and steadfast fidelity to whatever one is bound to by a pledge, duty, or obligation, a faithful friend. Now, one scripture that just came in my mind, which I'm going to go to so I won't lose it. All right. It's Revelations 14. Well, 4 and 14, I believe, or 14 and 4. Well, let's just see. All right. Okay. Here we go. This is Revelations 14. I started to it, and I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. All right, because the earth is going into what we call judgment. of the Most High Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, his son, for all the ill things that have been going on throughout all ages. They're finally going to reap the benefits of their doings. So the elect are the ones that's going to be saved, the 144,000, which is going to be redeemed. All right. And taken up in chariots, which, they call UFOs. But so verse 4 says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. All right. And really it's spiritual, it's spiritual. OK. The women represents the philosophies, the ideals, of this wicked place. All right. The wicked influence. All right. It says, these are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb. All right. So these are those that follow him whithersoever he goeth. And, it just reminds me about this tenet, the loyalty, the faithfulness, just believing in Yahweh Shai, being steadfast, keeping the stability, being constant, in the spirit, which is hard to do. That's why we need help. That's why we need saving. But the point is, our devotion is towards Yahweh, Yahweh Shai, and we're not going to be defiled, because we're faithful. Our faithfulness cancels out all those, those ideals which are tempting. Whether you want to be whatever it is in the world that the world wants you to be, the elect are going to rise above that. All right. And in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. All right. So, in other words, and it ain't talking about swearing or cussing, the guile is everything that's opposite of the Most High, everything that's opposite of his law, everything that's opposite of all his commandments, precepts, which the world perpetuates day in and day out, every day, every second of the day. Okay. So my next scripture I'm going to get, and Lord willing, you brothers are edified, but it says, Ecclesiasticus chapter 2, verses 1, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation, set thy heart aright, and constantly endure. All right. And make not haste in the time of trouble. So when you read that precept, your mind automatically goes back to faithfulness, being devout, being constant, being unmovable, and that's just the mindset that you have to have. You have to have that mindset of, always thinking, always knowing that you'll be okay, because, Jake tend to get nervous when things don't go right, as far as paying bills or, being at work, having a steady job. These things can easily, shake you up a little bit. But verse 3, it says, cleave unto him, all right, and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased in thy last end. All right. Whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a lower state. And the truth has always been about being at a lower state, as bitter as it might be. This is where, we're being tried. We're being tried at a very low state. Our comfortability is taken away. We're just put in a position where, we feel as though we need, a lot more than we seem, but we're being made perfect in a way that's different from how or what the world teaches you, you know. So it says, for gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. All right. So one thing to take from this is that you're always being tried. All right. You're always under adversity, but the main key is to be faithful, you know, to stay constant. Believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way aright and trust in him. So make sure you're doing what you have to do, you know, to ward off the demons, to ward off the evil spirits, to keep going. You know, it's bad enough we have to deal with the flesh. And, but, you know, as a furnace of adversity, as the scripture's saying, and we're being tried in the fire. So, but always have in mind that you'll get to the next level. You'll get to the place you need to be. All right. So believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way of right and trust in him. And, you know, I asked a few people about faithfulness and what it means to them. It's not a long drawn out, you know, it can be a long drawn out, you know, thing, but it's pretty simple. You know, it's pretty basic. It's one of the most basic principles you can ever have, you know, and that's just always having that thought process of the Lord is always with me and he's always going to get me through. You know, it kind of takes a lot off you too, you know, and if you don't have it, pray for it. And it says, believe in him and he will help thee. Order thy way right. Trust in him. Verse 7, ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy. Go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe in him, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. All right. So, and that's for me just as well as anybody else, you know. Revelations 3:10, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. And brothers out there, man, that know that time is coming, man, just stay faithful. And you know, we're not guaranteed, you know, to be saved from the trouble. You know, because anything can happen, but right now, while the spirit is hot and, you know, is here for us and the door is open practically, we should take full advantage, you know, and get all that we can from the spirit, you know, before it withdraws itself, you know, from being so open, you know. It says, behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, let that no man take thy crown. All right, because, hey, the scripture says, it says, wide is the way, you know, that leadeth to destruction. So there's a lot of ways you can get caught out here. Plenty of ways, man. You can get caught under your own flesh, you know. You can get caught up in the perils and the dangers that's set up. You can get caught in the wiles of the devil, you know, which is Esau, the so-called white man, which, you know, we know what they're about. But there's so many ways you can get caught up out here, you know. So it says, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of the Most High. And he will, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from the Most High. And I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. All right. So us coming down, Lord willing, will be at a number. Coming down from heaven will be the elect coming down from the chariots, you know. And, you know, we're pretty much going to go from there. whatever the Lord have us do, whether it be taking down the nations, whether it be in the wilderness, you know, as long as it's other, it'll be of the Lord's will. But, with that, I'm going to cut the Lord lesson. I'm going to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushua, Ba'asham, Kodash, Double Honor, Apostles, and that was that great male song. I'm signing off. Shalom.